Good morning, students. In our previous video, we had seen arrays as pointers. So, in which we saw that we cannot pass the array by value. So, we had done it using pointer. Okay, we had passed it using pointer. So, square bracket, it means it is a pointer to an array. So, call by value was not possible to pass a complete array. But now in this video we will see we can pass the complete array by pass by value. So how it is, we will see. So this is the example which will show how an array can be passed by value, and that is with the help of structure. So with the help of structure we can pass the array by value. See, only array can't be passed by value. We had seen it earlier. Array cannot be passed by value, but with respect to structure, using structures we can actually pass it by value. How it is, we will see. So first, always our main program starts from int main. And structure test had should be defined. Had to be defined earlier only. So it is an structure. We have defined it, and it is having an array of size 5, and all the data which is there in the array are all integer type, and the size of an array is also declared. So that is the structure. And in our main program we have called it, and we have initialized it. So initialization is done, and this is the syntax. Because there are two parameters, one is array, that is a of I, and another is n. So a of I is here and n is here. Now how to pass this by value using structures? See, as always said, it is a syntax, and the name is test t1, test t. Now this test t is been created. So test t is been created. Because it is initialized here, so it is created here. So it is created in this stack. And now when you pass it by value, see, this is by value. Do you see any ampersand there? No. Do you see? It means it is not passed by reference. Do you see any asterisk there? Star? No. So it means it is not by address. So if nothing is there, it means it is passed by value. Now tell me whether whatever modification you write here, will it directly affect on this? No. As you all know, pass by value, it will create its own. When it is passed, it will create its own data members. So this is how it is created. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and here n equal to 5 is been created separately in the memory, in the stack. Now in the stack only, not in heap. In heap you can access only through the pointers. But here directly it is created, means it is created in stack memory only. Now we will see how to modify them. So this function fun is taking an argument. Structure, this is an argument. And it is returning nothing. So this function is used to modify. Now tell me, will you use dot operator or arrow operator? Yes, you are right. You will use dot operator, because arrow operator is used only when you are calling it by address. Correct? So you go on changing each individual value. So T1 means you are using T1's, this is T1 array. Okay, so test T1's array, you are accessing the indices 0, this is indices 1, 2, 3 and 4. So a of 0 you are modifying it to 10. Okay, similarly T1 dot a of 1 you are modifying it to some other value 9. Okay, so this becomes 9. So like this you go on changing. Okay, this is how you actually pass a complete array by value. Fine. So I hope this example's objective has been completed, and next we will see a very important example, okay, of using an structure. Okay, now we are coming after this we'll see union. Okay, one more topic is there, union, and this is very important with respect to this subject, because this method, the programming method what we have used, is adopted throughout the course. Okay, so as I already said, okay, our main program will start from int main. Okay, and you can see here struct rectangle r is been initialized. Okay, is been constructed, and then initialization is been done, and this initialization is a function which is called here. Okay, so this is one function, this is another function, and this is another function. So there are, say, struct rectangle r, so creation is done here. Okay, creation is done here. So in main program we only have called the functions, and these functions are written below or above the main function. Okay, it's a user okay, the programmer choice. He can actually write above the main program or below the main program. So generally the procedure developed throughout the world is first you write the functions, and then at below you write the main function. Okay. No, that is the procedure adopted throughout the globe. So now we will see this, we'll understand what is the objective of this program, this example. Okay, now when you call this struct rectangle, okay, this okay, after int main, when it goes inside the bracket, it executes this function. So once it executes this function, automatically there is a creation of r. Okay, because it has called struct rectangle r, and the struct rectangle is already defined here. It has integer length and it has integer breadth. Okay, it is, this is created. Next, it is, this initialize is called, and it is passing it by, yes, you can tell me, it is passing it by here address. Okay, ampersand refers to address. Okay, and here it is address, so it is passing. See, in no, you can note that initialize is not returning anything. Okay, this function is not returning anything, and it is passing its address, and here it is a pointer. So pointer means it is always passed by address, and then this is passed by value, and this is also passed by value. Okay, 10 and 5. So 10 is the, so once it passes, now since it is address, you are using arrow key, you are modifying r's length as 10. Okay, because L is now assigned as 5, sorry, 10, and B is assigned as 5. So here it is 5. So I hope this is very simple, and you are able to understand it. So where this is created now, where this is created, Yes, you are right, it is in heap memory. So because you are using a pointer r, okay, to access the data members of a rectangle which is stored in, which is created in, it is created dynamically. Okay, it is an example of creation dynamically. We have seen how to create, we have seen an example how to create what is dynamic and what is static creation, we have already seen. Next is area. Next function called is area, and area function is here, and it is returning an value which is an integer type. So again it is, this is the syntax struct rectangle, and it is pass by, yes you are right, it is pass by value, pass by value, because it is not taking any there is no ampersand and there is no asterisk. Now it is returning this formula, value of formula. So r dot length, see this is dot, note that this is dot because it is passed by value. So r dot length into r dot breadth. So r dot is, it is accessing, it is accessing, tell me whether it is accessing the heap memory. No, it is not accessing the heap memory, it is creating its own r, where, okay, it is creating its own r, and here it is 10 and it is 5. Okay, and this is length and this is breadth, because in pass by value it will create, it will not modify the actual parameter, it will modify, it will create its own formal parameters which will not affect the actual parameter. Now okay, it has returned, see note that this function area function is returning the value 10 into 5 which is 50, it is returning, but you are not printing it anywhere, you are not printing that value. Okay, it has returned, but main function has okay, liberty to take it or not. Okay, it's left to it. So in this main program you are not printing the value area, so that's fine. Next, it means what, whenever any function returns anything, it does not mean that you have to take it. No, you can discard it, you can leave it. Okay, and then change length is the another function, this function is called. So we are seeing the working of this. Okay, change length, so change length is here, and this function is not returning anything. Okay, so when it comes here, it takes the argument the struct rectangle. Okay, it means it will modify the it will make the changes in the length in the rectangle. So again it is called by address. Now tell me, will it create its own structure, or it will modify the one which was created in heap? Yes, you are right, it will modify the one which was created here. Okay, which was in heap memory. Now this is called by address. So r's length will be now modified to, yes you are right, it has sent what it has to be modified. So length is been passed there, which is passed by value, so it will be modified to 20. So I hope this example is very simple, you have understood by now. If you do not understand, please watch it by again by going backwards. So this example is very important, because we are going to adopt this style of programming throughout the course, and this style of programming is used everywhere. See what is the difference between earlier examples and this example. Okay, even initialization, declaration and initialization we have done in functions only. So what is the function of main program? The properties of main program is, it will just distribute the works to others. Okay, and others means these functions, and it acts like a manager, the main program acts like a manager. So okay, see there is a difference between manager and leader. Okay, manager is the one who gives the task to different people and expects the output. Okay, and manager should be capable of doing the things in the absence of the people or functions. Okay, but leader is the one, okay, who actually knows each and every task how it has to be done. And when, see, this leader concept is out of this scope, this example scope, I'm just um, linking it to the real life world. Okay, leader is the one who knows how to do it. Okay, in the absence of people, he proactively does the things on his own. Okay, he doesn't wait for anyone, and he takes people's confidence, uh, and does the work. Okay, so leader is the one uh, who actually knows how to do it and is willing to do it on his own. Okay, but here that is not the case. Here this main function is a manager, and once it has given the task to others, no matter what, that function has to do the task and return. If it is expected to return something, that function has to return. So here main function is acting as a manager, and you just simply call the functions and sit quiet. The rest of the everything, all the work is being done by the functions. Now we'll see another example. Okay, we'll use the same example and we'll see how to convert a C programming into C++. Okay, so this topic is not there in your syllabus. See, actually C++ is not a part of your syllabus. Your syllabus, your subject is using C. Okay, if you know how to write a C program, then that is fine. But here what we are going to do is we will try to understand what is C++, because as of I know, you are not going to learn this OOPS, object oriented programming. Okay, object oriented programming, OOP. So object oriented programming, you are not learning this as a subject in your curriculum. So I thought this is the best time where I should introduce at least a bit of C++. What is C++? C++ is nothing but OOPS. Okay, object oriented programming, and what it is and how it is, how it looks like. So through this example, we will see how it has to be done. So the same example has been written here, nothing change. Okay, you can see how it is exactly the same. Now we'll modify this C program. Okay, this is the C program what we have learned right now. We'll modify this C program into C++, and what are the modification has to be done, and we'll learn some new terminologies in the subject C++. Yes, now we'll see how to convert this C programming into C++ using class and constructors. So the program is this. So always we start with int main. So these are the functions called. Okay, these are the functions called, and functions are written here. So these are all functions. Okay, and this is called as data members. Okay, these are data members, correct, because struct rectangle is called. Now we will not use structures here. Okay, so instead of that, we'll call this structure as class. Okay, we'll call this structure as class. Now what are the modifications has to be done here is, see, structure we have replaced it by class. Okay, so the class name is what now? The class name is rectangle. So this is the class name. Okay, so we have a class name called rectangle. Now you can see, okay, so the data members of this class are length and breadth. Now you can see the functions initialize, area, and change length. These are the three functions. Okay, you can see they are all using this struct rectangle. So struct rectangle here, struct rectangle here, and struct rectangle here. So they are all meant for the same class, they are under the same class. Okay, then why they are outside the program? Okay, so we will bring them inside the program. So the class rectangle starts here, so we'll have to delete it. And if we write a flower bracket here, it means it is included. So because these all refer to the same struct rectangle, which we have renamed the struct with the class. Now the rectangle has become a class. Okay, so we have included all these functions. All these functions are related to the same struct rectangle, so we have included in that. Next is first function void initialize is using struct rectangle r. So this argument is already referring to what? Rectangle. So this part is not required. Okay, this part is not required. So only what you need is int l comma int b. It will take that arguments from this initialize function. So in main program you can see here initialize function was called. So it will take these arguments 10 and 5, which are int l and b. So since it is under the same rectangle class, so our class rectangle, so we don't have to specify this struct rectangle, because now struct is already removed. We have removed it by naming it as class. So rectangle star r, it is already under that, so we don't have to refer to the same thing. Since it is already under that, we have brought it under the class rectangle. So similarly here, this is not required. Okay, this is not required, this is just open bracket. Okay, and similarly here, this is not required. Okay, only the argument int l is sufficient. Fine. So we have done only this is sufficient, so I have rewritten there. So this modification is fine. Now coming to initialize function, since it is referring to the same r, see this rectangle, struct rectangle, again we should not actually, in main function we should not use this, because we are no longer using it. So rectangle r, it means you are calling that rectangle class name is rectangle, so it understands that you have to create an r object r. So now this becomes an object. You should note this is an object oriented programming, means this is an object. So class name, we have understood what is class name. Okay, it is a certain class. Okay, it is a category. So category is rectangle, in that the object name of that category is r. Okay, now so simply if you call rectangle, it will see the class name rectangle. Okay, it is there, then you create r. So r is created, okay, with its data members length and breadth. Fine. And once it is initialized to 10 and 5. This is the working of it. So working part we'll see later. Next modification part will come back again. So since it is already in the same initialize is using already under the same rectangle, we don't have to refer that it is r. We don't have to refer this. So again here we don't have to refer this, because length and that breadth are the data members of the same class. Okay, so we don't have to simply refer. Okay, because this function is already inside the same class. So similarly here, okay, in area you do not have to refer this r dot is not required. Simply length and breadth, if you mention, it knows that it is under that class rectangle, so it will take the arguments length and breadth. Next here, similarly, r arrow is not required in change length. So this is the modification which has to be done in functions. Okay, now we'll come to main program. So we have already removed this struct and we have already understood what is object. So once this rectangle R is called, okay, it knows that rectangle R is a class, so R has to be created. So this is created now. Next we'll go to initialize ampersand 10 comma 5. See, initialize is a function, yes it is called, but we already know that it is under the same class. We do not have to mention this ampersand r, because once rectangle r is there, a rectangle r is been called, that is class. Okay, initialize is under that class. Initialize function, here you can see, okay, initialize function is under that class only, so it understand that it is trying to initialize that only. So this is not required, so only 10 comma 5 is sufficient. Initialize 10 comma 5. Then for that, this to happen, we should not use ampersand r, instead we should use r dot. Okay, because in a program many classes may be there, so which class you are calling, it should know it, so it is r dot. Okay, r dot is the syntax. So similarly here r dot, you don't have to use this, simply it is an open bracket. So here also again r dot, you don't have to use this, simply 20 is sufficient. Change length. Okay, so change length, it is taking an int l, so 20 goes in int l in change length, and it is returning nothing. So these are the modification to be done in main program. Okay, now what are the data members of R? This is the data members. What are the data members? That is length and breadth. Okay, now what are the functions in it? Okay, you have initialize, okay, you have area, and you have change length. So these are all called by what? Called by dot operator. Okay, dot operator. Now the last thing the left out is, see in main program, okay, when you come to main program, that is int main, generally what you do, when you declare rectangle r, you initialize at that time only. Okay, you initialize at that moment only, so you don't initialize separately, so you don't need this line. Okay, instead of that, you simply write r, okay, 10 comma 5, or you declare and initialize in the same line, you don't specify it in separate line. Okay, we have seen this, declare and initialization is done in the same line. Okay, but if that is the case, this is not required. Now the thing is, rectangle r, okay, once you call rectangle, it refers to the class rectangle name. Okay, then you are telling that you have to initialize r, but initialization is done here through this function here. Okay, but there is, you are not calling any initialize, you are not telling this name initialize now. Okay, no, if I remove this code, if I remove this line, nowhere initialization is there, but here the function name is initialize. So you have to modify this, you have to remove this, and you have to simply call rectangle. So rectangle r 10 comma 5, it means it is under the rectangle name, class name, and you have called rectangle, means 10 comma 5, here 10 will come, here 5 will come, means length is 10, breadth is 5. So this is created. So what is this? Has it constructed this rectangle r? Yes. So So this is, I don't have space here, I'm writing, this is constructor. This is very important, constructor. So what is constructor? This part is constructor. So we have seen what is class and we have seen what is constructor. Constructor means what? Which is building the class. Okay, which is building the class, which is constructing the class. So where you are constructing? At the time of declaration and initialization only, and that is done by the constructor rectangle. Okay, so this is all about this. Okay, this is all about this. Now what we will call these three? R dot, okay, this line is removed. Okay, this line is removed. R dot area and R dot length, what these are called? These are called member function of that object. Which object? Here, R object. So these are member function of that object. So I know this is bit clumsy. Okay, you please make a in my notes where I have given, it is okay, it is clear. If you understand this video, this topic, then you can make a note of it. So there are 3 steps. Okay, first we named this renamed this structure as class, and we brought all the functions related to that rectangle, struct rectangle, as under that class. And we did not require this argument every time calling struct rectangle star r, struct rectangle r. In all this function, arguments was not required, so we have deleted that. And referring to the same r arrow under that r dot or r arrow under that each function was not necessary, so we have removed that. Next, what we did, we have made the changes in the main function. So r dot is been used instead of, see here what happened at this point. We were calling, initialize was the function which was calling the object r, but here this object itself is calling r. Now this object r dot is itself is calling initialize function. Okay, so that part I had left at that instant, so please added that is not necessary also, fine. So then you changed the members function of that object into r dot, and then you renamed the constructor. So what is constructor? Which actually builds up the rectangle r in this case. So class name is rectangle. So thank you for